What is up, everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at this year's desert banner, which is going to be taking place in Nabata, or the theme is Nabata. And in the silhouette, everyone guessed right, it was going to be Altina and Hawkeye. Not together, but they are here. Altina being the first unit. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be Altina. Not that I don't like her, I really like Altina. I think she's really cool. But I was kind of hoping it was a character that doesn't have an alt yet. That's what I kind of hope for on most banners, or at least every banner has one character that doesn't have an alt yet. Which this banner does have, I guess, but sometimes characters are introduced as an alt, which I guess is still the same thing-ish, but not really. I don't know. But either way, Altina here really looks amazing in this artist style, Aka. Really like the style for Altina here, and of course, she's dual wielding her weapons, but this time she is wielding an axe, so at least it's a little bit different than her sword versions. And this version does the same thing as usual, disencounter brave hits on both phases, and you also have -1 cooldown, and if you're alive, you inflict -X on the foe during combat, and X equaling 20% of your res at the start of combat +5, and also if foe's attack can trigger foe special and your res is greater than the foe's res +5, you inflict special cooldown count +1 on the foe before the first attack. So this is the scowl effect, which we've seen before recently on Winter Byleth, who's a really strong far saver, and Altina here, even though she's not an armor, this is really good for her because she can survive more and just do what she does, vantage sweep or just nuke and initiate and really be really strong. So simple weapon but very strong. And then arms of the three is your special. You boost damage by 40% of your res, and you neutralize foes' reduce damage by X skills. So you have damage reduction piercing, and at the start of combat, if your special is ready and unit's res is greater than the foe's res, you reduce damage from attacks during combat and from AoEs by percentage equals difference between stats times 3 max 30. So I feel like they could have made this 40% DR, but they made it 30% max, which is fine. I mean, it's a really good special anyway. Twin Blades is really good already because this is just a better version of Twin Blades. So yeah, Arms of 3 is really good for Altina. Attack res finish to bolster her attack and resistance because those are her main stats. And she also comes with attack defense and bulwark 4. So we're finally getting a tier 4 version of this skill, which honestly you never really saw bulwark skills that much. Honestly, at least in my experience, because they are good for covering your allies and not letting them be exposed, but I feel like there's just better B skills. But this one definitely improves because you get 40% DR on the foe's first attack, which is always nice, and you also have 7 HP healing. Actually, I think Bulwark 3 already had that. But either way, you do get the attack defense -4 debuff, which I don't think was on the tier 4 or tier 3 skill, and the 40% DR, which is the main draw of this skill, but I just feel like there's better B skills. But you could use this for sure. Altina can cover her allies and not let them be nuked and exposed. So Bulwark 4 is cool, and then Times Pulse 4 to help her loop Arms of the 3. So pretty standard kit, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like my Kaya. You expect the same thing from Altina whenever she gets an alt, vantage sweeping, striking twice, and being a crazy strong nuke. And, you know, her other versions have still kind of aged well because I think they're still pretty good units. You know, Altina being a mythic that can vantage sweep is really nice sometimes, and Winter Altina being also the same thing and also being bulkier. And this Altina is going to, of course, going to have updated stats and everything, so Altina fans definitely won with that. The next unit on the banner is Juno, Nimble Grace. I didn't expect her on here, especially because she already got an alt, so she's joining the handful of characters that have that are in double seasonal alt hell, quote unquote. So Juno here as a sword flyer. Yeah, she looks great. And voiced by Susie Young, who also voices Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII, so that's pretty cool. I'm a big Yuffie fan. So Blades of the Sand is her weapon, -1 cooldown at the start of turn. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants speed res +6, bonus doubler, and no panic to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. So simple effect, but it's nice. You know, the bonus doubler and no panic is very reminiscent of Eliwood and what he can support, so that's cool. And then if unit initiates combat is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +5 to all stats, no follow-up, and you deal true damage 20% of unit speed during combat. So simple weapon, but pretty nice. And then Luna is your special guard ring 4 and attack defense oath. So overall, Juno doesn't really have anything super duper special, but it is useful if you don't have no panic or bonus silver support. You know, you can definitely use her, and guard ring 4 is always nice on any kind of flyer. So there is Juno, Nabata Juno. Yeah, it's kind of crazy she has 2 seasonal alts, because the last one was her bride version, who was a mage, and now she's back being a normal, I guess, normal flyer with a sword. So yeah, that is Juno along with her little sisters here. That's cute. And Noah. And then next we have Tormod. Tormod Gaming, Indomitable Will. We have the leader of, I don't remember his clan group or whatever he's the leader of, but here he is. And he is a red mage infantry unit, and he's finally joining his trio of Vika and Moiram. Except Moiram is possessed, sadly, but at least he's joining them back again, reuniting in Fae and he is the seasonal demote of this banner. You can definitely plus 10 him if you need to or you want to, with around a couple hundred orbs. So he has Nabata Beacon as his weapon. This is a red mage, or sorry, red tome. At the start of turn, if units within 2 spaces of an ally, you grant the ability to not be slowed by terrain. So just like what Kadean Soren had last year, and Kadean Byleth, and Desperation to unit for 1 turn. So Desperation is always nice. And then if unit initiates combat within 2 spaces of an ally, you grant +4 to all stats, and you deal some true damage, 10% of your attack. So it's not that much, but you know, could come a long way. It's always nice to get some extra damage. Draconic Aura, Speed Res Tempo 3, and Speed Res Gap. So not the most insane. I mean, Speed Res Tempo, I don't remember if that's been on the demoted seasonal unit, but that's nice to have, I guess, as a budget B slot, because we do have the tier 4 ones. But I don't even know if he has Speed Res Tempo 4 yet in the game. I could be wrong. Maybe they do. I don't remember. But either way, that's Tormod. Good to see him. Tormod Gaming is in the house. God mod, I guess. And yeah, he can move through terrain and also get Desperation. I was about to say Desperation. And that's a cool animation with the fire tornado. I like that. So yeah, that is Tormod. And now onto the star and harmonic of the banner: Sworn Protectors, Harmonic, Igrene, and Louise. So really stunning art, really beautiful. And you know, this is a pairing I definitely didn't expect, because I don't know. I mean, I know Louise did kind of take care of Igrene when she was growing up, I think, because she does know Hawkeye, Igrene's father, so that makes sense. And you know, she's from Fire Emblem 7, Igrene being from Fire Emblem 6, so they have that connection there. So they are a blue bow infantry. I don't remember the last time we've gotten a blue bow. I feel like they're really rare these days. But yeah, it's cool to see a blue. I think the last seasonal blue bow we got was Summer Shamir, if I remember correctly. I could be missing someone, but we don't really get many colored bows. So here they are, and they're going to be a crazy offensive nuke as expected. You know, we've been going that direction, especially, you know, last year being really offensive and player phased focus year. There was so many offensive nukes, and Igrene is going to add to that craziness. So Sandglass Bow is the weapon, -1 cooldown, effectiveness against flying foes. At the start of turn, you grant special cooldown count -2, and at the start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, you grant the following to unit and infantry and armored allies within 2 spaces. Unit can move, or sorry, unit cannot be slowed by terrain, and unit can move 1 extra space. So similar to Kadean Lin last year, except it's only for infantry and armor allies. However, you can give them the ability to move 1 extra space, which is really good, especially for infantry units, because some of them want to initiate, and having extra movement is always nice. And of course, it's good for armored allies, but the armored allies that do want to move 1 extra space usually are going to be like Winter Edelgard, you know, initiators, the few player phase armors. But it's going to be good for player phase armors too, if they want to, you know, far save and near save their allies. So that's always nice. But of course, we have stuff like guidance that can move people around even easier, I suppose. But yeah, Sandglass Bow does give that support, which is really good, terrain support. And then if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, you grant attack speed +6 to unit during combat, and you deal true damage 15% of unit's attack. And then also, when special triggers, deals damage X% of unit's speed, X equaling unit's max special cooldown count value times 10 + 10. Wow. So we do the math here. Blazing Wind is 4 cooldown, so that's 4 times 10, which is 40, plus 10 is 50. So 50% of her speed in the true damage with her Blazing Wind special. So that's a lot of true damage when you trigger a special. So, you know, a lot of people are not going to be able to survive that. Obviously, there are scowl effects, but like I said earlier, just the offensive nukes are crazy, and there's just more. There's less counterplay to it with scowl effects. Scowl effects still aren't that common, even though we just got a unit on the banner with that. Still, you know, the scowl effect skill itself is still only on Rhea, I think, and there's only a few units that actually have it built into the weapon. So Igrene is going to have no problem for the most part just nuking people, and that's going to be crazy because the weapon and her C skill just make Blazing Wind, I think, just pre-charge instantly. So yeah, you have 2 sources of true damage based on your attack and your speed, and you can just shred through people. So that is Sandglass Bow, really strong. And then Flash Sparrow, in case they have guard effects, if they did like Pulse Smoke or something, you're probably going to trigger it anyway on the second hit, because you have Flash Sparrow to give you the special charges and speed defense tempo. And then Pulse Up Blaze, which is a new C skill. We know this is going to be for infantry units. I'm not sure if it's going to be allowed on anyone else. I don't think it's going to be allowed on cavalry units because they don't really get many skills. But maybe, I don't know, maybe for armors even. But I feel like this could be another infantry only skill like Times Pulse. But yeah, this gives you attack speed plus X unit for 1 turn, X equaling the turn number times 2, maximum 6. And then you grant special cooldown count -1. So yeah, along with the weapon giving -1, start of turn 1 giving -2, and this giving -1, your Blazing Wind is going to be pre-charged instantly, and you just nuke. So that is desert harmonic Igrene, or should I say Nabata Igrene. Kind of, you know, it's not really the most like unique offensive nuke, because you know we've seen this before. Obviously they didn't really bring anything super new to the table. I guess the same thing with Altina, so I guess it's kind of boring in that aspect, but they can be really strong, and they do provide that rather unique support in terms of the mobility terrain, because that's what Kade and Lin gave last year. So harmonic skill gives treachery and desperation to units from farm 6 and 7, which is really good because treachery goes crazy and desperation is always good to have for an offensive nuke, so you don't die to a counter hit. So yeah, that is harmonic Igrene, and her father is on the, well, he's not on the banner, but he is here. He is the Tempest Trial unit. We'll see him in just a moment. He's a Lance Infantry unit, and he's got really, really cool art. Really geeky chat art. I love that he got an alt because he doesn't have one yet. And Hawkeye's always been a cool character. So yeah, that's Nabata Shield, the Nabata Desert Banner, Altina, Tormod, Juno, and Igrene and Louise. Yeah, there's Hawkeye right there. I hope he has a PRF. We don't know at this moment. I don't know what his skills and stuff is, but I hope it's good. If not, then at least I hope he has a good stat spread. I kind of hope he's not slow this time. He could have middling speed, who knows, but either way, it's cool to see Hawkeye get an alt. So that is the desert banner for Nabata. With these desert banners, it's either, you know, hit or miss, but I guess you can say that about every banner. But I feel like, you know, either you like this theme or not, or you're kind of indifferent to it, because like I do respect them for choosing Juno, because Juno is not the most popular character. She's a little bit obscure compared to Altina and Igrene, who are more popular, even Tormod. But Tormod and Juno are nice picks. I definitely like that. But for me, it's an easy skip. You know, last year I had Kade Lin, so I can't ask for much more on these banners. But, you know, I'm always holding off for hope that one of my favorites gets an alt or something. But I'm glad no one here is like my favorite, because I need to save orbs again. I just used them on the Hall of Forms banners, Hall of Forms banner, as you guys might have saw. So yeah, that's the banner. Altina doing the same thing she always does. Igrene being the sexy harmonic, just like Kade and Lin last year, also providing terrain support. Tormod being a solid red mage demote, and Juno being a cool sword flyer. So yeah, that's the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.